Peace, family. I'm the reality architect, and welcome to Elevate TV. This is real life, real growth, real experience. And if you're here, you're ready to shift, so let's tap in. I'm talking healing without losing your edge. And if you really think about it, that is deep, real shit. Because a lot of people want to go through life without healing, without looking at their wounds and just saying that's just how I was, that's just how I am, that's just what I experienced, that's just what I've been through, that's just me. You know what I mean? It's like you can't teach an old dog new tricks type shit. But can you really? It's all about your mindset and the house that you live in. Cleaning up your house. Get your house in order. And when I say house, I don't mean physically the place you live in, but your house, your mind. This is where you live 24/7, 365. This is where you think. This is where you generate ideas. This is where feelings come into play. This is what drives you to make decisions or to not make decisions. Get your house in order, and by doing so, you are able to heal and not lose the sight of where you're going, not losing your edge, not losing your true essence, walking in love and light, having that godlike power, being able to have the courage to walk in the light versus following everybody else around you. You know what I mean? Because it's so easy to get sucked in to what everybody else is doing, and not being the eyeball. So that's what I mean by healing without losing your edge. So before we get started, I want you to just take a breath with me for a second, because it gets deep. So taking a breather, taking intentional breaths causes you to come back to center and be where your feet are. So I'm gonna do 4 seconds in, 4 seconds hold, 4 seconds out, 4 seconds hold. It's called box breathing. So let's get to it. 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4, exhale. Hold. 3, 4, in. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. What, buddy? You want to do box breathing with me? All right, y'all. So this is my buddy, my cat, my boy Frank. Yeah, before we really get into it, I just want you to enjoy this B-roll real quick. It's me and my family just enjoying our weekends, going on to the coast, going to basketball games for the kids. That's a real highlight right there. Going to their games, hiking with our animal, waterfalls, reading, centering ourselves. Like, it's truly something special to have that time with not only myself, but with nature, my family, and, just remembering how far I have came. It is wild to think about. Truly wild. I used to be the person who you wouldn't catch without a cup in their hand. A cup meaning full of alcohol, liquor, like beer, some type of substance to alter my state of mind, because I had to get away from, I felt like I had to get away from what I was feeling, and, drowning my sorrows, But there came a time that I realized, like, that only helps so much, because once that wears off, the substance, the pills, whatever, wears off, I'm right back to feeling low. So, like, there had to be something else. I figured, like, there's something else better than this. And I finally found it. Nature, spirituality. It wasn't religion, it was spirituality. Like, getting to know the God within me and the God within everything else around me. Understanding that it's all about oneness, universal love, like universe, one song, being in harmony with that one song, with everything around me, with myself, and finding somebody who is on the same page. It's a beautiful thing. Speaking of that beautiful thing, she's right there. And the kids zooming in on them. Yeah, my camera's great. It's a phone, by the way. People be hating on Samsung Androids. Yeah, that's what it is. Hell yeah. Far away. Look at that. It's Oregon Coast, Depot Bay. We're out trying to search for whales. We didn't see any, but hey, it was a beautiful day. Beautiful freaking day. Cool, not too hot. And I just love being by the water, being in the water, like being in nature in general is something special. Like, if you haven't experienced the ocean, I suggest you do it. It's breathtaking. Let alone getting out into nature. Like, don't be the person who only sees the trees but you can't see the forest because you're so stuck in what's going on around you and the things that you can't change. And we're back to it. But yeah, we just here in the garage in my little sanctuary that I created, out here where I work out, my little office where I come play the guitar, just making the space, the environment that's good for where I'm headed, you know what I mean? Like, I really feel like the environment that you're in, your house, the environment that you create within you and outside of you really matters. It really low-key dictates your experiences and where you're headed, your future, where you are in the present moment creates your future. So you got to be sure that the environment that you're in, whether that be in your mind or physically, is conducive to where you want to go in life, who you want to be, how you want to feel, what you want to do, all those things. Because if not, then like that energy is generated not only outside of you, but it will be generated within you, because as within, so without. That's some real shit. Like, that's one of the laws of the universe. Law of attraction, law of vibration, the energy that you generate, the energy that you're around, you attract and allow what frequency that you're on. Like, it all coincides within one another. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, be mindful of the environment that you're in. Be mindful of the people that you're around. Be mindful of what you're feeding into your consciousness. Like what you're eating, the type of information that you are constantly subjecting yourself to. It really does affect you. What are you even saying to yourself? I feel like I go on tangents, but hey, that's just me. That's my brain. So I just need to roll with it because, like, I know, like, my audience is for me. The right people will be. I had to sneeze. The right people will find me sooner or later just by being me. So if I'm the type of person that goes off on tangents and you know whatever, the right people will find me. If I have the complete setup of my content and b-rolls and all that shit, then the right people will find me. And that goes, I'm saying that to you guys too. Like, you gotta really be in your sovereign mind. Like, don't lose your edge. Heal. Like, that's what I mean by healing, because I could talk myself out of trying to stay focused on one subject, on one topic, and really stray away from who I actually am, because I feel like that's what's popping right now. Like, I can't do that. I can't do this certain things because of that's not the trend. I can't do this and that. I have to do what I've been seeing lately, because I don't have that type of audience right now. But I'm not going to get the audience that's for me, the audience that feeds me. And I'm not going to be able to feed my audience in the right way. I'm not going to be led in the direction of my purpose, what pleases me, what satisfies me, what I call success for the long run, unless I'm real to myself. And that goes for you guys as well. It goes for anybody. Like, you can have the money, you can have the cars, you can have the clothes, you can have the hoes, you can have all the material shit. But are you really happy with yourself? Does the material things reflect your inner being? Because the material things come and go. But what's constant is that house you live in. So how do you feel about the things that you are doing, the things that you're creating, the way of life that you are living? That's what truly fucking matters. And then the material possessions and the big physical desires that you have for yourself to experience will come into play. And you'll see that those experiences really don't matter. What really matters is how you feel, how you perceive these situations. This is how you heal without losing your edge. This is how you don't become one of those rich people who end up committing suicide. You know what I mean? It's not about the money. It's not about the possessions. It's about your mind, your consciousness, your subconsciousness, what you continue to tell yourself, how you feel about the situations that you're in. The people around you, are they feeding into your aura, your energy? Are you doing the same for them? Or are they taking your energy away and depleting you and making you feel less than? Are they just takers while you are giving and depleting yourself? You know what I mean? It has to be a balance. That's another law of the universe, law of balance. The ebbs and flows, wu-wei, going with life, flowing with life, instead of trying to push and try to make things happen. Force. That's the thing that I am talking about. Instead of forcing, we're flowing into our sovereignty, flowing into healing without losing our edge. There's so many people who, man, my allergies. I'm not even going to say my allergies, but these allergies. That's another thing. You can't, like, claim things that you don't want. Stop claiming the shit that you don't want. Stop claiming sickness. Stop claiming shitty ass relationships. Stop claiming that you can't pay your bills. Stop claiming that you don't ever have enough money. You know, claim the things that fill you, fulfill you. Claim the things that you know that you can enjoy. And eventually, your word of mouth, the energy that you are putting out into the world is going to reflect back to you. But you can't see differently unless you start to speak differently and feel differently. It's really about feeling. Feeling is the key, but we have to generate new thoughts in order to feel differently, right? So it's all about that thinking, the feeling, and the behavior that you the actions that you take, that trifecta, you know what I mean? That creates your manifestations and what you experience. So as I was saying, like, you really can't, like, there's so many people who go throughout life who end up on their deathbed saying that they wish they would have done or lived their life differently. But you can't live your life differently in the way that you are fulfilled in unless you heal those wounds, unless you let go and forgive your past experiences, the people that you claim hurt you. You know, I'm not negating anything that you may have went through. Hey, I've been through some tough shit too, but if I continue to blame other people, the people who have wronged me, if I continue to harp on those things, it's going to eat me alive. Forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for you. You know, forgiveness is like, I mean, because if you don't, it's like eating poison expecting the other person to die. But you're just killing yourself. You know what I mean? That's what carrying all that hate and hatred does for us as human beings. It's like eating poison expecting the other person to die. When in actuality, all you're doing is killing yourself. So, and that's the same thing for forgiveness. When you forgive, it's not letting the other person off the hook and they just go be an angel and they're living their best life. That's on you. That's on me. And I had to learn that. When I learned that, I put the bottle down. I put the pills down. You know, my life completely changed when I understood that. But before that, I was drowning in my sorrows, man. I didn't know where my life was going. I was in the military. Like, what? I don't even like authority. I hate people telling me what to do, but I didn't know what else to do. So I went to the military because my grandpa was retired from the military. Like I said, I was living aimlessly. Drifting away. Every day you would catch me with a drink in my hand. I've been through shit. I've experienced people that are close to me getting killed. Yes. Even drowning in their own sorrows, driving drunk, getting in car accidents, and then ending up dying of a horrible death. Cancer, you know? People going to jail that I love, not seeing them for years. It's all about the suffering, making ourselves suffer, drowning in our sorrows, even gluttony, overeating. That's drowning in your sorrows. But we gotta heal, man. All this shit that's outside of us, you know, the fast foods, the alcohol, the drugs that they are now manipulating, that is now legal. Yeah. It's for us to continue in this cycle of losing ourselves, of not healing, of being lost, of drifting away. But when you come to that realization that this is none of this outside of me, that the bigger people have created is here for me to be helped. I have to help myself. I have to listen and learn from people and open a book from people who are like who are like me, who give out the information to for us to wake up, for us to heal, for us to love one another, for us to love ourselves. That's where I need to be. That's where I need to be spending and using my attention on, and helping other people who I see that needs help, you know, maybe even giving $1 to a homeless person, you know, for not even homeless, unhoused people. Unhoused people. That's real, unhoused people. That's why they're out on the street, because they're unhoused in their mind. They have lost their fucking mind, thinking that that's okay. I can understand. It is so cool. So something about being out in the woods, living there, that's, I find honorable to me. Like setting yourself up for success, like fending for yourself, like, you know, creating a shelter out there in the woods. Like that type of shit is honorable for me. But being out on the streets and begging is a different story. You have really lost your mind. Your house is not in order. So that's what I mean by like getting your house in order, to not look down on people who have lost their mind. To send love to people who are hating one another, because hating, hurt people don't hurt people. And if you are hating, you're not happy. And if you're happy, you're not hating. So we got to understand that those who are spreading hate are not happy with themselves. And we're only feeding into that hate by forgetting who we are, forgetting our sovereignty, forgetting our true essence, forgetting our edge, our where we're headed. We're using our energy, spending our currency on something that does no good for us, does not benefit us in our health, in our mind, physically, mentally, emotionally. It does not benefit us. So why are we choosing to continue down the hateful road, even ourselves, saying I can't do this, saying I'm ugly, you know, nobody wants me, I can't accomplish that, I'm too stupid. You're generating that same energy. You know, if somebody else said that, called you a bitch, or you're so stupid, you'd be upset. You would want to fight them, probably. Like, you would hate them if they called you the names that you call yourself. What gives you the right to call yourself those names? You should be loving yourself, walking, trying to get into your sovereign mind, your sovereign state of being. You feel me? So, create that new environment, not only physically, but mentally as well. Get your house in order to live and keep that edge that you have. Keep that dream alive. What does it feel like to live that dream? What does it feel like to have those experiences? Because the feeling is the key. Really feel it with all your being. What does it feel like, smell like, you know, taste it, touch it, hear it, see it. All your senses. What is it when you imagine it coming into fruition? With all your 5 senses. What is it? You want the house. You want the loving relationship. You want the kids. You want to travel. You want to meet certain people. You want to network. You know what I mean? What is that entail? What does it feel like with all your senses? Because that is what gets you to heal without losing your edge, you know. And I also want to say, like, appreciate the suffering. Appreciate what you've been through. Not saying that you are grateful for the struggles, but appreciate that what you have been through is going to get you to where you're going. Because the reason why you want to get to where you're going is to get out of that struggle, out of that damn, I just lost my thought. Out of that suffering. It says in the Bible, for our light and monetary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory for that outweighs them all. And that's what I mean by appreciating your suffering. Don't sit in it. Just notice where you're at and know that you are going to have eternal glory by choosing to perceive differently, choosing to walk in a different light, choosing to walk in your sovereignty. So, I appreciate y'all for being here, tuning in. Hit that like button, make sure you subscribe, and share this to someone who may need it. Much love to y'all. Peace.